right, greetings. Kev and Roger here, and you have been pulled into the Black Dimension. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time here, of course, go below the screen, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit all on your notification bell. Uh, yeah, listen up, for this broadcast. I enjoy black comic book characters, as much as the next person does. I like to somewhat see blacks kind of, make appearances in forms of media because, of course, we are integrated into society just like, any any other race or nationality, especially here in the United States of America, where the country is basically a melting pot. But as of late, in the year 2022, we've been very adamant about our feelings of being represented. Like, this word, I know this is a buzzword that is used in, quite often to, give weight to a problem. But the word that I'm saying is representation. I'd like to hear your thoughts on some of this, Roger, about what we're about to get into. So, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm great. I'm great. Now, do you recognize this man that is on the screen here?
I'm not gonna say I recognize him per se. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I do. His name is Kevin Grevioux. He is the co-creator of the Underworld franchise, which I believe has four films. Had Underworld Evolution, had Underworld Rise of the Lycans, and then it had Underworld Awakening. Him and Len Wiseman created that franchise, and it met with some success. But he's also a comic book creator now. For those of you that have not been paying attention to the significance of the month February, February is Black History Month, and Kevin Gervais had some things to say about DC Comics and their celebration of Black History Month themselves. But it wasn't so much. He wasn't so festive about it. He was actually calling them out. So this headline right here reads: Underworld creator Kevin Grevioux calls out DC Comics tokenization for not promoting more truly original black characters. Now, here's the thing about what he's talking about. Tokenization of characters is basically taking a character that started out one way, like, say for instance, I give you like one of the most famous and powerful superheroes, Superman. Is taking Superman and making him like another race, but not for the purposes of creating a great story with a great character, but to please and satisfy people from that group. I would say, uh, kind of like pandering and just doing it just to do it, just to make certain folks happy instead of like I said, creating a good story. How do you feel about the definition I just gave on tokenization? Doesn't seem very genuine, I would say.
I mean that's hitting the nail on the head. But if I'm gonna be honest, I've never liked the whole argument about representation. Because from a dollar and cent standpoint, you want somebody else to give you representation, but the other people making the money anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, as a black man, I'm never going to beg a white owned company to give me representation from the aspect of create a black character so black people can feel better. My thing is black people should create their own stuff, just like Asian people can create their own stuff, or Hispanics can create their own stuff. You create your own, and you do what you want with it. representation is like you know, we're not finna get paid off of it anyway. I'm just keeping it real. I don't really care how many characters somebody else make that are black because they still own those characters. So I don't care. Now, if I go enjoy the movies, which I don't mind doing, I will go enjoy a DC movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't think DC is black owned. So I don't care about somebody having an opinion that they want to force DC to stick characters in there that are black, or to create a token character because I'm supposed to feel better about that. None of that makes sense to me. It's not really a smart thing if you ask me.
Yeah.
If make
I,
a new character, make a new story, make it work, and let's just enjoy it as customers of the intellectual properties.
yeah, and it's also like it's lazy and also disrespectful to the creator's vision for the character. Now, if I'm about to say something, the if the creator Bob Kane, the guy who created Batman, meant for Batman to be a white man, then I have no problem with that because he created a character and that's that legacy for that character. Plus, Batman is such a deep character that many people of several generations have gotten so attached to. It just seems like it's just cheap. Like it's just to get a cheap pop to make Black Man into a I mean, and make Batman into basically Black Man. So, that's all the critics gonna say. Oh, look, it's Black Man. Like, come on. Now, let's see what Mr. Gervais, Mr. Underworld has to say. And one thing that would solve tokenization, you say original great characters, is to support, you know, like the create, like also support creators who come up with original black characters. Now, here's what he said in a social. Oh, this is Facebook. This is a Facebook post. Let me see if I can enhance it for you guys a little bit out there in Viewerland. Yeah, that did nothing. But let me see. You look very closely. It says his Facebook post says DC's Black History Acknowledgement. So this is kind of what I'm talking about when I rail against the lack of truly original black characters. Here you have an image of 22 black superheroes, and only 7 of them are original, if that. Most of them were created in the last 12 years. What happened to Bronze Tiger, Tyrock, Crimson Avenger, Bloodwind, and the Milestone characters? I don't get it. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Milestone, they had such heroes like Icon, which is said to be stronger than Superman. Yeah, Donnie, who was here in spirit, has a wealth of knowledge on these characters, and we might be doing a broadcast on the Icon characters one day because I feel like it's only right. But the most popular Icon character probably would be Static Shock, So, I mean, I totally get what he's saying. Like, and I've been feeling this way for quite some time. Whenever they switch up a character, just for I would say race purposes, or I would say even they've done characters like this, swap genders, or swap their sexual orientations. Like I said, like I'm no hater. Nothing's wrong with that, but if you're doing it just to do it and you don't create a great story, then it's all for nothing. And it really will become insulting to that group of people. There has been many people that are in the alphabet community that are starting to speak out that they don't like this tokenization either. But here's the thing: if if you represent say a group, your character should be considered. So when DC got a hold of Milestone, why didn't they make a better push for these characters instead of trying to make already established popular characters black?
Because people are lazy at the end of the day, and some people, I mean, you never know who knows what they're doing and how other people are gonna see it as an insult. But if you're gonna create a character who's not gonna be a regular part of that group of people, so if you're talking about comic books, if you're gonna create a character that's black, but he's not going to be a regular character throughout the DC universe or universe is or multiverse, however you want to look at it. If they're not going to be a regular, why do I want you to create it in the first place? I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to tell me that I need to. That's like subliminally trying to tell me I need to fight to fit in with some other group of people. I don't need nobody telling me I'm supposed to be fighting to fit in. No, if you accept us, you accept us. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. I ain't begging nobody to be a part of their club.
Mm. And like, look, and then like these characters right here have very interesting, very strong stories. Like Icon, with the green cape and the red suit. They say that he might actually be stronger than Superman. The way his powers are set up. In fact, I think they tussled one time and he won. Like, but like I said, just put your if you're going to do any type of character at any time, put some backing behind it. Like, put some backing behind it and respect the vision of the creators. That's just like people taking these characters 50 years from now, the characters that's on the screen, and then, making them Latino or, even making them Caucasian. you know, just it won't be any better than what they're doing right now. And I will tell you this, the two juggernaut companies, Marvel and DC, their sales are slumping because guess what? They're doing this type of stuff all the time. Now, I mean, now with some of the black characters that they hit like Steel. Steel is a popular character, and John Stewart Green Lantern is also a very popular character. So you can't discount all these attempts, but just
But those characters are a little bit more regular across the universe. The problem is they make a character that makes an appearance one time over here, and you don't know when you're gonna ever see that character again. If the character's a regular, it's fine. But if the character's not gonna be a regular, what's the point?
yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
So I think that's what it is. When it comes to the Green Lanterns, we expect to see a black Green Lantern sometimes. Sometimes we expect to see a white Green Lantern because both Green Lanterns are just part of the fabric of the multiverse of DC. But if you're not gonna give me a character that's part of the fabric of their multiverse, then you playing games at the end of the day, and it's insulting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then I will say this as well for said represented groups. Now, say that the said represented groups wanted to see more characters that look just like them. Then the smart idea is to get behind characters, that are original like this. And I mean, it's really at the end of the day up to the consumer. But because this is constantly being done in comics, uh, that the American comic book sales have really slumped, like really badly for lots of reasons, and a major part of it is tokenization. But I'm sure that's another story for another day. I just want to say this: these comic book characters are great when they are original, and when you have someone who has a passion for the character behind the creation and the motion of the story itself. When you tokenize, you take everything that makes that character that character. And, that's really a disservice at the end of the day to the fans. One more thing is like, if we do want to see more original content, we're going to have to support these creators like Kevin Grevioux. If, yeah, of course, characters like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and the Hulk, they're all iconic characters. But I'm just one of these. I guess they would call me a purist. Yeah, I mean, that just would like to see the characters stay the way they are. And you know what? If some original black character comes in and beats the crap out of these characters, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You know, you know what I'm saying? But that's just a cool thing. They're original characters. So my suggestion is, for especially for comic book studios such as Marvel and DC, if you want to make characters that are cool and people genuinely enjoy, why don't you consult the people out of those groups or hire more creators like Kevin here? That's what I say would be a big major solving of this problem right here. Is like if you want certain groups represented, take some suggestions from those groups instead of instead of saying, hey, you know what? I think what they want is a black Superman. It just and they'll love this. And I mean, it just seems so cheap. So
Well, I've been doing without a black Superman for decades now, so I don't need a black Superman. You know, if you give me a black Superman, then I want a regular black Superman. I don't want to see black Superman in one edition or one film and then he's gone forever. Like that, I don't want to see that. If you're gonna give me a character, give me a character who's gonna stick around on a regular basis. Give me a character to intermingle with the other characters I'm already familiar with. Can black Superman meet white Superman? Why are they both Supermans? Explain why they both together. Like that's the type of stuff people go want to see. This we're gonna put it out front and flash it at you just for a small period of time. I don't think nobody wants that because it's not consistent, it's not enjoyable. And if you're not gonna give me consistent, enjoyable work, why would I want to partake of it? Because keep in mind, this is about entertainment. Got
yeah,
to entertain somebody.
yeah, absolutely. Entertain, create a phenomenal, badass, epic story. Like focus on that. I mean, we don't. Oh, okay. Here we go. We I wouldn't say we necessarily needed to do something like that. But what up, Donnie? What's going on?
What's going on, peoples?
Yeah, what's up, man? Hey, I'm glad you showed up. Look, tell us like we're talking about like this man right here, uh, Kevin Grevioux. He created the Underworld franchise with Len Wiseman, and he had some things to say about DC's tokenization of characters. A couple of his gripes were like, look, why don't you celebrate the truly black original characters? And number two, why don't you? Where are the milestone characters? Now, you're very
Mm,
familiar with the milestone characters. You know,
Milestone Universe, yeah, black characters from Black Universe.
yeah, and like I was telling, like one of the most popular characters is Static Shock, and the very powerful Icon. So
Ooh,
tell us a little bit about Icon.
so Icon is essentially, in my opinion, he's a stronger, better Superman, but he's black. So his origin story is an alien comes from outer space in a spaceship, hits during slavery. Um, the ship is picked up or opened up by a slave. He takes on the form of a slave mistress or slave woman's child, and he's raised and brought up through slavery. Um, his powers basically are all the same as Superman: the flight, the vulnerability, but he shoots lasers, and he's super duper smart. So I, in my opinion, yeah, Icon is stronger, superior to Superman in a lot of ways, and they have shown a couple fights between the two of them in the Marvel universe. And if I'm not mistaken, Icon did whoop his ass. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, DC, correct? Uh, yeah, but also, here's another original black character. I know that they don't. He doesn't have anything to do with DC. He's a Marvel character, Blue Marvel, very
Adam
powerful.
Brashear.
Adam Brashear, very powerful character. Why don't guys like that get pushed more instead of trying to Marvel they reimagine people as women and such, and that's what they're into. But why
Didn't
not?
he also write Blue? He also made Blue Marvel, didn't he? Kevin Grevioux?
He brought back Blue Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah, Blue Marvel was made in the '60s. Of course, he had like I think the story is actually this. He had white creators, and they suppressed the character because of racial tensions or something like. It was something stupid. But Kevin Gervais brought him back. He brought back Blue Marvel. So he didn't create him, but he brought him back and brought him to the level where he is today. A guy that KO'd the Hulk. And like I read the story before, but they needed Blue Marvel for something very important, and they made it to where he kind of faded out and disappeared into retirement. But the way like Grevioux brought him back, it did kind of make sense. So if I can find the story, I'll provide a link in the description. But yeah. You know, I wish I'd remembered that before the broadcast. But yeah, that's very true. So thanks for remembering that.
Yeah, that just random fact popped in my head. Yeah, yeah, Blue Marble. He's a badass. Yeah, probably the strongest and one of the smartest Marvel characters. Yeah, and that says a lot for the Marvel universe.
Yeah. And Blue Marvel actually, I believe, can go toe to toe with Superman if they ever cross paths. He's that
Yeah,
powerful.
Century. Mm,
Oh yeah, that kind of level. All right, but I will. I think I will end the broadcast on this. Just giving like a random fact, or a random opinion. I really hated the way that his character died in the first Underworld film. He's supposed to be, Kevin Gervais played the werewolf Raze. He's supposed to be like the second most powerful, and then he goes up against Victor, and Victor just breaks his neck and shoves him off like he's nothing. For the second most powerful werewolf, I felt like it should have been a better fight. I bet it's because he's black. No, I'm just playing. But I mean, yeah, it just wanted to add that tidbit. I've been feeling a little mad about that for almost 20 years, and I finally got a chance to say that. But hey, shit
Sometimes
happens.
you got to get it off your chest. You got to get it off your chest sometimes.
Yeah. It's like a weight's been pulled off my chest for almost 20 years. Yeah, so yeah, I hated the way Raze died. Okay, but do y'all have anything else to add to this?
No, I'm good. Just give me my own character. Okay. If you want me to have some black folks, give me some new black folks. If you want me to have some Hispanics, give me some new Hispanics. Superheroes. If y'all ain't figured it out, those if you happen to hear this, those who are in charge of producing these comics and movies and things, it's not illegal to be creative yet. Okay, you can still come up with news. It's okay.
All right, Donnie, final thoughts.
Now he's muted. He had to step away for a moment.
Okay, well, all right. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for tuning in, and definitely listen to our thoughts on this. By the way, we are African American, Black, ADOS, foundational, whatever you want to call it. Uh, yeah, so this is something that's very personal to us. So, and we are fans. So, just if any of y'all happen to ever one day listen to this, just keep that in mind because fan bases out there everywhere are talking about this kind of thing. And, although we don't mind in some cases, like I would say John Stewart Green Lantern, in some cases we do. So that's pretty much it. This has been Kev, Donnie, and Roger. You have been pulled into the Black Dimension. Good luck finding your way out. Peace.